Welcome back, everybody, to Bot 10 Art. I'm Lazaro Gomez, and today we are doing a piece for Good Mythical Morning. So a while back, not exactly sure, I want to say like 4 or 5 years back, I discovered Red and Link, and I thought their show was really funny, really entertaining. Before Good Mythical Morning, they had, I guess, like a talk show, I guess, or a podcast, you can call it, but I really enjoyed the story of these two guys that kind of grew up together, and now they're adults and they're still going through adventures and stuff like that. And I thought it was really, really neat. And then, well, of course, when Good Mythical Morning came along, I just continued watching them. And then now it's like a family thing. My wife and I and the kids, they love to watch Good Mythical Morning, so we get together and we just go through the YouTube videos and watch Good Mythical Morning, to watch Red and Link do their thing. So on their show, they have these two mythical beasts. One of them is a cockatrice, and the other one, I guess, is the mythical beast. So I wanted to do a piece that kind of, brought all of that into the picture. The, kind of going back to its roots, and their intro, or the early intro, was a forest, and it kind of looked like cut paper, kind of like the South Park style of animation, and I really liked that. So I was trying to capture that, and I drifted a little bit back into my style because I wanted it to have more of my flavor in the piece. So I kind of went back to my old style for this particular piece, and so I started with the usual, the 140-pound Canson paper. You'll see my tools popping up here in a minute. But the only thing that I added was this round brush. I really like it a lot because it tends to hold a lot of water and a lot of paint, and especially when I'm working on a piece this big, it helps me out to move all the material around the paper and not have these weird dry spots and stuff like that unless I wanted it to. So I started using this pen, or this brush, and that's kind of the desired effect I got. So I wanted to do two things with this piece. One, I wanted to send them the original watercolor, and I also wanted to send them the Photoshop version of this piece because I added some textures and messed around a little bit with colors and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted them to have the original watercolor piece and then also a digital copy of the piece. So I had that in mind. This is going to be a Photoshop piece as well as a watercolor piece. So what I did is I just used a regular size paper and just went to town. I just went to town. I started using this brush to lay down the blue background, and then went back and added some forest trees and stuff like that. So on the left hand side, Red is holding the cockatrice, and on the right, Link is holding the mythical beast. So I'm kind of hoping they get where I'm coming from, and they see that I'm a fan of the show and stuff like that, and I watch it. I also plan on doing a spin the wheel of mythicality video. At the end of their videos, they have a wheel that's changing. They used to give out prizes or do little shout outs and stuff like that, and they call it the wheel of mythicality. So at the end of every video, they allow the fans to submit videos, and I plan to do a video like that as well. So I'm kind of thinking, hey, I did this for Red and Link, and now it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality, that sort of thing. So again, like I said, I wanted the piece to have the traditional colors from the original show intro, which was blues and greens and yellow. So but at the same time, I wanted to kind of capture their personalities with a little bit of my style into it. For Red, I didn't I guess I didn't finalize his eyes. I did the eyes more in my traditional fashion, but still kept it fun. Nothing macabre or crazy like I normally do. But I just wanted to, capture their personality. And I embellished a little bit on Rhett's beard. He doesn't have a big bushy beard like that, but I just thought it was kind of funny, him holding the cockatrice, and he's so like mythical with this ginormous beard. And then also Link changed his hairstyle. He still wears the glasses, but he used to have this real like wispy dark hair that they would make fun of him on the show, saying that he had wings and and stuff like that. So since then he cut his hair short. He has a different hairstyle, but being that this piece was reminiscent of the old show, I kept his hair in that style. So the reference photo that I used, it was just them posing in front of a blank background, and of course they were not holding the cockatrice or the mythical beast, so I added that in. So I took a little bit of liberty in this drawing, ad-libbed here and there, and kind of made it work, I guess. And I switched to the Pentel because the Pentel gives me a bit more control on the water when I'm doing smaller details. And of course I knew that I was going to use my my pens to ink this in and kind of give it that much more detail. So I kept the washes fairly simple, just clean, washes, like solid shapes colored, and that's kind of what I wanted. Overall, I had a pretty fun experience. It was kind of neat because as I was doing the piece, my kids would come around and it's like, oh my god, is that Red? Oh my god, is that Link? So they were really excited, and of course they asked me if I was gonna send it to them, and I said yeah. And hopefully they get it and they appreciate it. They see that we're all fans and stuff like that. So I recommend that you see the show if you haven't. They have a few things going. They have ear biscuits. They have their show now, Buddy System, on YouTube Red, and then of course they have the daily morning show, Good Mythical Morning. And I think they still do a couple of things on iTunes and stuff like that. So if you go to redandlink.com, you'll see all their stuff. I might have the wrong link, but I'll post all of that in the descriptions, and there'll also be links to their page and stuff like that on the ending card. I guess that's one of the things that drew me to Red and Link, just the fact that they're so quirky and they have fun with it, and it reminded me not to take life so serious. There's a lot going on all the time in your life, and you can kind of get trapped in that sort of stuff. So they're like my daily relief. I get to watch them and just laugh a little and then carry on. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this piece for them, so they could see that they're a part of my everyday schedule. So I filled in Link's shirt with Red, and then now I'm working on Rhett's shirt, and he's in the reference photo. He was not wearing a what do you call it? I guess a flannel shirt. He wasn't wearing a flannel shirt. So, but he does wear flannel shirts, and that kind of fits his style a bit more. So I wanted to make sure that I captured that in the piece. Red's more, I guess, rambunctious or outgoing. Link tends to be the more quiet, subdued of the duo. But you could tell that they jive really well because they're best friends, and they have this really cool show, and it shows in the videos, and that's kind of what I love about them. I kind of wanted it to be real loose and and I don't know, mythical, I guess. But again, I just wanted to capture the feel of the show and capture, what they're all about. So, so here is the watercolor piece, already dry, and now I'm starting to lay down the ink using my micron pens. For the inking, it was kind of the same thing, just solid lines, not a lot of hatching, not a lot of detail going on. So I used my number 8, 5, and 3, and I might have used my my finer pen for a little bit of detail, but I didn't go ham on that. So, and as you can see, I kind of kept Rhett's eyes very cartoony. No real detail, no irises. That's kind of a trademark of mine, I guess. You can see it in other pieces that I do. So like I said earlier, I kind of drifted a little bit back into my style. I know that the 52-week challenge was for me to kind of break out of that and just do different artwork. But being that it was going, that this piece is going to them, I wanted to kind of showcase a little bit of my style and my artwork and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I didn't do like a photo real piece. I figured they have fun with their show, so I wanted to translate that and show them that I have fun with my artwork, and that's kind of the reason why I did that. So. Here I am, filling in Link's iconic glasses. I think they're Ray-Bans. I'm not really sure what brand they are, but they kind of look that way, like Wayfarers, I guess. One of the one of the funny things about Link is they do a lot of food challenges and stuff like that, and they always have this little basket next to them, and he retches so bad when when they're trying some crazy food and stuff like that. It always makes me laugh. So they both have those unique personalities. Rhett tends to be the more like agile. He yells a lot. And Link just tends to be the less brave of the two. So there I am with the Micron 8, and I'm filling in his glasses, kind of thickening up lines. I didn't want the line work to be heavy and kind of take over the piece. Normally I do the inking with my brush. And now you could see the piece in Photoshop. Basically, like I said, I just enhanced a little bit of the lighting, did a texture on top of that, and that was it. So I hope you'd enjoyed it. I hope they enjoy it. We'll see once I send it to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this doodle. Like always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you're new, just go ahead and hit subscribe, because I'm gonna keep doing videos like this for the remainder of the year. And that's pretty much it. We'll see you next time.